All right, TikTok, I got another one for you guys. This is the Vevor nut riveting tool. If you don't have one of these laying around in your shop, you're missing out, and let me show you guys why. So this nut riveter comes with everything you need, all the different adapters for doing different size screws, or in this case, nut rivets that will accept certain size screws. It comes with the tool that's used to install the nut rivets to be able to crimp them in place to where they can't spin, or when you go to thread in a bolt, they're going to stay in place and stay nice and tight and not be able to be pulled out. So you're going to get all the most common screws that you're going to run into, especially me being a small engine mechanic, the M8s and the M12s and the M6s. All of these are used on a lot of machines that are for power equipment because I'm a small engine mechanic, but you have your 8x32 threads, your 10x24, your 3/8x16, M12, M10, 8, 6, 5, 4, and 3. All of these are used with these push nuts to be able to lock these push nuts in place. And let me show you guys how to use this thing. All right, you're going to simply take your tool like this, and you're going to unscrew this collar up top here, and the kit will come with one already installed, but you just take this little piece out and the actual collar as well. It even says it's an M8 on it. So these two are for one kit. So keep these two together. Don't get them mixed up with everything else, but they are color coordinated to help you out. So again, this is the M8. So we're gonna throw the M8 back into its home here. It's got a nice little box here with a locking latch like that. But since I already have an M8 screw out, we're gonna go ahead and do this as if we were just going to be using this M8 anyway. So we're gonna bust this thing out. So the cool thing about this kit is if you don't have a thread finder, which I don't have one on me here, it's at the shop, but if you don't have a thread finder, you can simply take your bolt and thread it right into these nuts to get a feel for if you have the right one. So as you can see, this thing slides in and out, no problem. So I know that this is an M8 bolt, and you would do the same. So just always take your bolt and you can simply thread it into these rivet nuts and be able to find out what screw or what attachment you're gonna need. Okay, so we know it's an M8. So again, we're gonna grab our M8, unlatch it, pull this piece out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put that back into the box here. Then we're going to slide, look how easy this is. I'm just going to slide this piece on, slide the main collar over, and then we're going to thread on our other collar that comes with the device that helps it crimp. So, and that's it. Simply do that and you're good to go. And then expand this thing out here, and you're just going to screw this on with the flange part facing the actual tool, like so. And then we're ready to crimp. So as you can see, it's nice and tight, and then we're gonna give it some pressure once we're ready to install it. The cool thing about this kit is it's gonna come with all the size drill bits that you're going to need to be able to drill your hole the perfect size for each one of these rivet nuts. The size of the hole definitely does matter, if you know what I mean. So I'll show you guys, in case yours didn't come with the manual, you can pause the video right there. And so the M8, it says we need a 7/16 or an 11mm drill bit. So simply, we're gonna grab one here and let's go ahead and install one. All right, so I went ahead and put a pilot hole there. Now we're gonna drill our 7/16 drill bit into here. All right, and now just take your tool here and you're just going to make sure that that thing is all the way seated down onto the bottom, the flange part of that rivet nut, and then simply grab the two handles and crimp it. So you saw how easy that was. It's literally done. At this point, you can then unscrew it here, and it's just gonna stay in place right there. So as I back this bad boy out, and you can see I already did one right here for a YouTube video. Shameless plug, make sure you're following the YouTube channel. And now watch how smooth this thing goes into here. So you can see it is basically like a nut that's been welded into this square tubing. All right, so let's say you wanted to put two pieces together. So I'm just going to bring that thing out And I'm gonna put this piece of angle iron on here, and we're gonna tighten this down. I'm gonna show you guys what this thing can do. So let's say you wanted to join two pieces to build a frame here. We'll take a wrench here and tighten this thing down, like so. And I'm gonna give it, so I'm gonna move my whole bench just to show you guys how tight I'm making this thing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna do a little bend test for you guys. So I'm gonna show you guys just how strong this thing is. Okay, I may have kicked my camera because I was giving it all I had. And as you can see, it literally bent this square tubing, bent this piece of angle iron, and let's see if we can back this thing out of here. Okay, so I'm trying to do this with it being uncut so there's no edits or anything like that. And you can see that piece of metal, it literally bent that like nothing. And see this piece of angle iron here. You know, this isn't the strongest stuff, but this stuff isn't soft either. And you can see how much damage, let me bring you in closer here, so you can see how much damage that thing did. So, again, the threads are just fine. So when I put this bolt back in here, it's gonna go in just how it was in the beginning. And as you can see, that rivet nut is still binding in there to where it still cannot spin in place. So you can see it's still nice and tight. So again, this kit comes with everything you need. It folds up in this box nice and easy, keeps everything organized, takes up very little real estate in the toolbox. Hopefully this video blew your mind, and if it did, make sure you grab you one. I will link it down below. Get them while supplies last because they do sell out pretty quick, just like a lot of the videos I post.